Alrighty. Good morning, everybody. My name is James White. I'm the Greater Hilltop Area Commissioner. I serve as the Secretary, Co-Chair of Parks and Rec, Human Service and Education. And I just want to thank everybody for coming out today. I really appreciate you being here. Before we get on today's main topic, I want to talk about the Hilltop in general. I just want to say thank you to the city and to the mayor. This marks our 6th capital improvement project happening in the Hilltop. The first one being the Hilltop Education Center. There's going to be a new pool at Glenwood Rec Center, the reactivation of a 30-year dormant park at Glenwood, as well as the redesign of our main thoroughfares such as West Broad and Sullivant Avenue. With the allocation of capital improvement funds to substation 19, this crosses off one of the oldest CPD substations in the city of Columbus and marks a turning point for the Hilltop. All these investments in education, safety, recreation are all steps in the right direction to make the Hilltop a cleaner, safer, more educated place to be. I know that there's still more that needs to be done, and I want to say to everybody listening and to all my neighbors that be patient. My fellow area commissioners and myself are working hard every single day to make the Hilltop a place to live and recreate peacefully and safely. And I just ask for your patience and your commitment to staying here in the Hilltop because we are making it a place to be again. And with that being said, I'd like to turn it over to the mayor, who's going to talk more about the capital improvement funds to not only the substation 19, but other areas in Columbus.
Thank you so much, James, for all your incredible work. I also see my dear friend Lisa Boggs out there. Lisa, thanks for everything you're doing on the west side. Lisa always tells me the west side is the best side, at least until I get to the east side this afternoon. But really appreciate everybody being here today. I was speaking briefly to Deputy Chief Boddicker because we were here just a couple years ago to kick off the Safe Streets around roll call, and this place didn't look that great then, and Deputy Chief tells me it hadn't gotten any better. So we are long overdue, and it's exciting about the redesign of this sub because it's really going to be a place where our law enforcement professionals and officers can engage with the community in a more proactive, constructive way, which we're excited about. We're helping to build a better tomorrow, and that's why I'm so glad to be with James and Lisa and all these great neighborhood and community leaders today, and grateful for them continuing to advocate on behalf of the Hilltop. I know that some folks have been critical with our focus on Linden, the Hilltop, and the South Side. I don't apologize for it. I believe that the only way we can reach our full potential as a city and as a community is if everyone is sharing in our success. And that means investing in neighborhoods that have been left out and left behind by Columbus's success story. And we believe the best days of the Hilltop are still ahead of us. As we continue to finalize priorities and key components of the 2021 capital improvements budget, we remain laser focused on our overarching objective to strengthen the safety, stability, and well-being of all of our neighborhoods. Central to this work is deploying new strategies to reduce violent crime and promote public safety. And I'm excited to announce proposed funding for 2 developments that will go a long way toward ensuring a safer, more resilient Columbus. The first is $5 million to acquire the land and design services for a new police substation on Sullivant Avenue between Columbian and Townsend Avenues. This is something that Lisa and Boggs and I sat down and had lunch talking about just a year or 2 ago. And I'm proud of the progress we're making. We're currently in negotiations with our partners at the state to purchase the land upon which we will build, and we'll work with Columbus City Council and the Ohio General Assembly to finalize and approve those arrangements. When complete, this new substation will provide state-of-the-art facilities and equipment for our officers, empowering them with the best available tools and resources to fight crime in this neighborhood and beyond. The substation will also include public amenities like meeting and recreational spaces to help forge relationships and understanding with individuals and families here in the Hilltop. We want to become a leader in 21st century policing, community policing. And we believe that this new substation will be a great place where we can invest in our officers and our community at the same time. The cornerstone of community policing and our overarching commitment to restoring transparency and trust between our officers and the public. We're also devoting $7 million in the upcoming proposed capital budget to complete the site assessment and design for a new real-time crime center. With $3 million previously committed, we'll have a total of $10 million for this important facility. And I have to stop for just a second and thank Chairman Mitch Brown, the chair of our safety committee. We would not be here. This was a vision of Councilmember Chairman Brown's back when he was safety director, and he has continued to work on this and been diligent. And we are here today because of his vision and commitment and dedication to this. This center will be located on the city's Piedmont property in Linden and serve as the new home for 911 dispatch and the alternative response program, as well as public safety and technical support professionals who will study the analytics, crunch the numbers, and get the very latest and most accurate information back out to our officers patrolling the streets. I was just speaking with some of our officers here, and as much as we'd like to have an officer on every block, every corner, we know that's not realistic. And so how can we make the best use of technology and information and analytics to leverage the resources we have, the officers we have, to best help promote neighborhood safety? To talk more about the new substation, I'm happy to turn it over to our Chief of Police, Elaine Bryant. Chief?
Good morning. Just like the mayor said, this is extremely important and it's exciting to talk about getting a new substation for these officers in this community. I can't tell you how much it means, not only to the division, but to the community. In my 4 months of serving this city, I've learned the citizens of Columbus are very much active and engaged in their community, and they're willing to fight for their neighborhoods. That kind of partnership is invaluable to our officers as we work to fight crime and improve safety in every corner of our city. It is the definition of community policing. The residents in this area, Hilltop, are dedicated to partnering with law enforcement. They have been our eyes and ears on many issues that affect this community. Unfortunately, the substation that we have, it's less than it should be. This facility was built in 1965. It is cramped, it is outdated, and it is anything but inviting to our community. The office space is inadequate, the parking is limited, and the facilities for our females were clearly not top of mind when this was built 56 years ago. But even more importantly, this building has no space for the residents in this community. Our public safety facilities should be open and welcoming spaces where neighborhood leaders like Mr. White can meet with officers who patrol the streets. Our neighborhood watch groups can hold meetings, and where young people and officers can build relationships. This investment by our city leadership will make this possible. A better space for our officers to work, a site for community programs to be supported, and a place where stronger relationships can be forged. This will allow us to have more police resources on site to assist this community as we plan for the future of this department. All of these things are critical in helping build a safer community. It's what our officers who work in this precinct deserve, and more importantly, it's what these residents in this community deserve. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for being with us. We all understand that information is power. When it comes to public safety, fast, reliable information is essential. It can be the difference between a criminal being caught or running away, between a victim getting justice or waiting years, if not at all, to get justice, and actually the difference between life and death. Criminals evolve their methods every day, constantly, by finding new ways of targeting victims and evading accountability. It is our job in the Department of Public Safety to always be a step ahead of them, always looking forward and always utilizing every tool available to make sure that we can lean forward and deliver the resources and the tools that our women and men of public safety need to deliver that safety. That is why today's announcement is so exciting and important for the future of the safety in Columbus. The creation of the Real-Time Crime Center will help our public safety forces access vital information at the speed that the technology can provide in 2021. It will give centralized a broad range of current and evolving technologies, giving investigators more immediate data and intelligence, allowing us to be more effectively responsive to the needs of our community. The Real-Time Crime Center will utilize live video feed from neighborhood safety cameras, ShotSpotter gun detection software, and law enforcement databases, seamlessly integrating the data from an incident in real time. Other cities with real-time crime centers have reported that they've been able to solve a record number of cases simply because they have that information real time, and analysts and officers are able to respond to that information very quickly. This will maximize our use of technology, and ultimately it will allow us to engage the community in a much more actionable and proactive way. This is an important investment in the future of public safety in our city. We are excited to turn this vision into a reality as we work tirelessly to make Columbus a safer place. And let me share this with you. My time in the FBI demonstrated the importance of actionable intelligence, not just on the global war on terror, but how we work with our community partners, how we work with other law enforcement agencies, not only around Columbus and the state of Ohio, but across the country and around the world. This Real-Time Crime Center will give us the opportunity and the ability to be forward-leaning, to work with our partners, and deliver the public safety and peace of mind that all of Columbus deserves. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Director Clark and Chief Bryant. Both the new substation and the crime center are significant investments in the safety and well-being of our residents and our neighborhoods. We are being purposeful and intentional as we leverage and expand valuable resources and initiatives, partnerships and collaborations to reduce violent crime and build a brighter future. Our residents in the Hilltop and Linden have been absolutely vital to these efforts, and I look forward to continued dialogue and engagement with them and all of our neighbors in Columbus neighborhoods throughout our great city to fully realize the broad range of plans we're pursuing. I think this announcement today also reflects the approach that the chief and the director are taking with their comprehensive neighborhood safety plan that they'll sharing with me in the coming weeks. We really believe it's about using resources we have available in a comprehensive way and viewing our safety through the lens of neighborhood and community safety, and not simply asking law enforcement to solve all of our problems for us, but taking that comprehensive, holistic approach. We'll be happy to take any of your questions. Mark, I'm sorry. Did you have a question?
Yeah, just again, so this is going to, these requests are going to be in the capital budget proposal. It hasn't been approved yet, correct?
That is correct. We're sharing the capital budget with council now. We've held off a little bit because of the uncertainty earlier in the year, and actually we will have a healthier capital budget based on revenue estimates that have been revised and updated by the auditor. Our hope is to get it approved within the next 30 to 45 days, working with council to get this done.
$5 million too, is that also going to pay for land acquisition down the street, or is that just for construction?
I think it'll be primarily for land acquisition, but also some design. Yes.
Mayor, I'm wondering how a new substation will combat the record-setting violence the city is facing.
Well, I think the chief spoke to that, and I'll let her, since she's speaking on behalf of the division here today, why it's so